Hello, how you doing? It's Michael Heppel here having a chat with Marq Electronica talking about his latest release, Inner City Love, his next release, Wildlife, and his career so far. First of all, thank you very much for taking the time, Mark, to chatting with me. So let's get started then. What I can only presume is the beginning of your career. What work were you involved with when you worked behind the scenes with other musicians?
Behind the scenes, I was setting up a few events, and then I was involved in performing as a solo artist in different guises and with other bands. So I've set up a few events, like one for Musicians Against Homelessness, which is where I made some contacts with some of the local bands around here. Yeah. So I've done that behind the scenes, really. Yeah.
Very good charity indeed. How did you come up with the idea to start up on your own, and how did it go?
Well, I started recording years and years ago, but I didn't really have the confidence to put myself out there because I thought, well, I like it, but will anyone else? And then my bandmates in Sapien Trace and my colleagues from other bands that I work with and that I know that are local were all very much like, no, go for it. So I spoke to a few people I know and then released Inner City Love, which was my second song. And before that, I released one called Get Down and Work It Out, which was a proper 90s kind of like homage, like going out clubbing and partying, which is what I was doing then. And I got a really good reception, so I thought, stick with it, go with it. And so I'm doing that while I can't get together with the guys in my band.
Oh, that's cool, mate. So where did Inner City Love come from?
At the time when I wrote it, it was probably about 15 years ago when I started this song. And I was going through a particularly bad breakup and living in a different town, and it was a case of everywhere you go, you see that person. And I was working with a producer at the time on some songs, and I said, he came up with an idea, and I went, I've got some song words for that, and that's where Inner City Love came from. And I just sat on it for a few years, and then I thought, no, I'll release this one next. Really, that's the story of Inner City Love. Yeah, it's quite a personal one at first, really. Mm.
Yeah, that's very cool, mate. So what has your reaction been like since its release on the 14th of August?
Pretty phenomenal. I've had a lot of interest from other people, and since I've started doing the solo stuff, that one had about 85,000 plays on Spotify alone, and I was like, wow, that's brilliant. Maybe I should stick with this a bit more. So, and then I caught the eye of another producer, so I'm working with him, and then I'm working with some of the bands as a result of all my solo stuff, including this Inner City Love. So I'm working with another band called Last of the Fallen Angels, and we've got our last song's being released on the Paraffin Alien label, Phase 4, and that's the same label as Ian Brown in the Fall and the Specials. So I was quite proud to be part of that project.
Very cool. So other than electronic, what other genres would you say that your tracks tap into?
I would say dance, pop, and slightly maybe trip hop, because there's a slight trippy edge in my neck in one of the songs I've just been working on. Yeah, very trippy and dark.
No problem. So your next song, Wildlife, is to soon be released. What's the story behind that one?
Well, it's like someone being bored, stuck in the house and moaning about the lot during lockdown, basically. But while it's about that, it's quite upbeat. It's sort of anthemic kind of dancey kind of chorus and very tongue-in-cheek lyrics, so it's a bit of a laugh. But it's supposed to be one where you could sit there in your slippers in your house all bored and just get up and have a good old dance with a beer in your hand. That sort of track, really,
So what are you hoping for once it's gone out?
I'm hoping to get even more streams than I got for the last track, and maybe a bit more recognition and the chance to work with some other producers and some other people, because I love collaborating with other people. This one, Wildlife, and some of the others are completely my songs, whereas beforehand I've worked with other people on music, so it's nice to collaborate, but I'd like to get some more recognition for my own stuff. It's just me.
Yeah. So with you saying there, obviously Wildlife is all about lockdown and things like that, obviously the recent pandemic that we've been kind of stuck in at the minute. How's the coronavirus situation affected you, would you say?
I used to sing around working men's clubs on the weekends, and because I couldn't do that in lockdown, I was going balmy without doing any kind of creative stuff, and I couldn't meet the guys in the band. So I started working on like the home studio I'd got and creating more music, then releasing my own music and putting it out there. And it's given me the time to actually work on me and work on my own music, which has been good and kept me sane a bit in this time. So yeah, that's what lockdown has done really. It's created Marq Electronica. So sorry world.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, that's cool, mate. So am I right in thinking as well, like, apart from it being a solo artist, you are part of a band as well.
Yeah.
What have you achieved so far with Sapient Trace?
Played a couple of festivals, only really local stuff. We've had like a few songs getting quite heavy streams, do really well stream wise on a lot of the platforms such as like Spotify, Shazam, etc. And we had quite a few gigs organised until COVID hit, and we were slowly getting out there and building up a really good profile. But I think COVID's knocked that back.
Yeah. So how has it come about as well? Like you are soon to be working with an Ivan Novello and a Brit Award winning producer.
Well, I saw he had a little ad on Facebook ages ago, and I thought, oh, I'll apply for that. But I didn't apply for it straight away. I sent it on to one of my friends in another band that I was working on songs with him on, and I was so impressed with the work he did with that I said, well, would you be interested in working on some of mine? And I sent him some of my songs, thinking he'd go, no, sorry, the crap. But he went, no, actually, wow, yeah, I'd love to work with you. And so I'm working with Simon Ellis. He's worked with Spice Girls, F Club 7, Britney Spears, Westlife, and the music I'm doing is very vastly different from that. And the music he's done for Last of the Fallen Angels is vastly different from that. And sorry, that's the other band I work with. And he really gets the music and he really brings it up to the next level. And it's just so amazing what he does and how much he transforms and builds up the music. So Wildlife's been produced by him, and then the one after that, Bad Bones, is produced by him, and then probably a couple more.
That's really cool.
So I'm quite proud.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I'm over the moon.
A lot of big names as well mentioned there that you said he's worked with.
I know, yeah. Yeah, he's worked with them, I haven't.
So what are your other plans for the future then?
To release more music and build up my profile online and build up my streams, and I'm working on setting up a more dynamic solo show so I can go out, COVID allowing, and do some live performances, because I love performing live, as sort of Sapient Trace and also as part of Last of the Fallen Angels. And to do the solo stuff, I'm working on like staging and everything for that, so it looks a bit dynamic when I'm up there. So I'm just working on all of that, and hopefully some more success. Yeah.
Well, we wish you all the best, but as well, though, mate, obviously with you saying there about getting things out there, have you got any social media links you would like to mention on top of that as well? Any links to where people can hear your music?
Well, yeah, you can hear me on YouTube. I've got my own YouTube channel. Just look for Marq Electronica. It's MARQ for Mark, and then just the word Electronica, all one word. You can also see links to all my music. You can just put Marq Electronica in Songwhip, and it'll look at all the different like streaming sites, and you can get the tracks that I've got released out there. You can also have a look at my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Instagram, which is just Marq Electronica, basically. Just put that in your search bar and you'll find me, basically.
That sounds really cool. And then just before I ask you the last question, do you promise to come back and tell us obviously how Wildlife went down, and also like any new tracks that come out as well?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Just get in touch and let me know what you want, and I'll tell you, yeah. Okay, no problem at all. Love to.
That's great. And then anything else as well that you would like to mention?
Just a big shout out to all the guys in Sapient Trace, because they're working hard and we're working behind the scenes on new music. And also a big shout out to Conrad and Vic from Last of the Fallen Angels. Take care, folks. That's it, really. That's
really good of you. Thank you very much again, Mark, for coming on and catching up with us.
No, thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. So that's Marq Electronica there, and be sure to check out all them links.